Okay, we're back. I think we have sound this time because I took off the microphone. Just going to use the microphone on the camera directly. And now we're going to bring it to live. And there's me. So what we have here is 3 HD cameras, 1080p HD cameras. The whole background, that's a Canon MR800. It's pointed in the same direction as the Logitech C920, which is in the upper right-hand corner. The Canon MR800, of course, is zoomed quite extensively. The Logitech C920 is not. The lower right-hand corner is the HD webcam on my laptop. I can shrink myself or make myself bigger. Same thing here. I got a border around it, so you can see as I shrink it, it shrinks out as a border. Oh, I shrunk to the border first. Let me shrink the video a little bit. There we go, and then we'll shrink the border. Try to get it back inside the border. Using LibreOffice's Impress, which is basically the equivalent of Microsoft PowerPoint, in the lower left-hand corner. As you can see, it does slideshows. I found this Mongo slideshow, and as you see, I'm going to actually toggle through it here, and I'll toggle through in our video. There's the opening, something that says high-level overview, some stuff about the MongoDB, goal. Mongo is a document-oriented database using the JSON format, JSON-like documents, which stands for JavaScript Object Notation, where other databases in the past for documents have been storing it in XML, Extended Markup Language. This goes on, tells you a little bit more about MongoDB. It's hard to read on the screen. Is it fast? You bet it's fast. Although it has some interesting problems compared to relational databases. This is all the languages that you can work with. I've been primarily working with Python, a little Java, a little Node.js, which is JavaScript, just packaged under a thing called Node that has a package manager similar to Python's package manager, which is called PIM. This goes on to tell you these are NoSQL databases, relational databases out there today. Oracle, Microsoft SQL Server, IBM's DB2, called UDB, which runs on Unix platforms or Windows. Then there's other more popular open source databases like MariaDB, which is a fork of MySQL. From Oracle. Oracle also has its own it's not open source, but it's like a community edition. It's free to use, but you can't do like triggers and stored procedures, stuff like that. This tells you that not only SQL, that was actually kind of news to me. I thought it meant no SQL, because there's no SQL in the database. Although there are people that have written ODBC drivers to access Mongo in using SQL, which Mongo itself even provides. This just gives you an example of a columnar database. I've done a little HBase in the past. And they were pointing out that the Mongo database has a more flexible data model than the columnar one. And just some stuff. I'm just trying to show you that I do this. Now, one of the problems I'm having is while I'm running the slideshow, it won't pick up the full screen one, so it'll only pick up the one inside the window. However, I've not figured out yet how to only capture the slide presentation. So because of that, I'm losing valuable real estate. As you see, I move my mouse there. I'm losing valuable real estate in the presentation. So just some stuff like that. Funny, earlier, I'm sorry, I'm just talking to myself a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to step out and move out in front of the Logitech C920 and the Canon MR800 and talk from there a little bit. And right now I'm behind the laptop. Okay, so I'm out here in front of the Canon MR800, which is the big one in the background, and then the smaller one in the upper right-hand corner is the Logitech C920. The Canon MR800 I have zoomed, and so you can see way out there very well. In fact, I look huge probably in this, and yet I'm standing at least 12 to 15 feet away. I tried it with this microphone a few minutes ago, but this microphone requires phantom power. And I was hoping that it might still pick up a signal, but it didn't work. I'll have to get my mixer. I have a couple of mixers around here. I have a 12-channel mixer and then a 4-channel personal mixer. The Logitech Logitech C920 camera is a great 1080p camera. It's great for video web conferencing. The sound quality is good for voice, not so good for music. The Canon MR800 it does a little better at picking up music off the microphone. You'll actually find that the microphone on your telephone, your cell phone, will do well at picking up music. Laptops, they use more inferior, or webcams, they use more of an inferior, I don't know if inferior is the right word, I'm no expert on it. They are designed for voice, not for music. Music operates at a different frequency than voice. Maybe somebody who's an expert on audio can explain how the different frequencies work between voice and music and musical instruments. Even just acoustic instruments, stuff like that, they operate at a higher frequency. I'm trying not to say and there I go, I say again. That's about all I want to say. I'm just testing it. You can see I got 3 HD cameras, a Canon MR800, a Logitech C920. I'll put in a plug for the Logitech C920 camera. By far, just for a few bucks more, it has extensive pan zoom tilt capabilities. Unbelievable. If you're filming using VLC, you can actually pull up the controls. I believe OBS has a capability as well for the Logitech C923, and you can actually pull up and zoom in and out. If you want to get started in your church at doing, or you're just anything, where you were standing in front of the camera and wanted to have some basic zoom in and out capabilities, the Logitech C923 is a steal. The Canon MR800 used to run a little over about $240. I think you can even find them now sometimes for $160 to $180. All right, well, thank you, and have a good day. There's somebody coming down the street, so I want to stop the presentation. So I'm back, and then we're going to go through ending soon.